Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me again for another session. If you're new here, my name is Dorothy and I do recipes to help people lose weight and to maintain their weight loss. So tomorrow is July 4th and I was thinking, what am I gonna eat? And I stood in my kitchen and I started thinking about it and I had some ideas. So we're hosting a cookout event, like a barbecue. My husband will be grilling and I don't eat any meat. So, and my guests are non-vegans, but I want to be able to make something that I too can enjoy, and not be forced to eat meat, because by choice I decided not to eat any animal flesh. But I won't call myself a vegan because I don't know all the other intricacies about being vegan. I just chose not to eat any animal protein and no cheese, no milk, no eggs, because those are the things that actually open the door for disease in your body. So for health reasons, to maximize my health, I decided to stop eating those things. So I've been looking for like vegan options without going into vegan processed foods, like vegan processed meats, cheeses and milks and stuff like that. I just stay away from all of that stuff. But I do some nut milks once in a while to cook. I'll be using like soja milk today. So I got some healthy ideas to make, like a cookout food for July 4th. I'm gonna walk you through the things I'm gonna make. Hopefully you get some ideas on, if you're trying to eat healthy, how to, what to take if you're going to an event, what to carry in case you go and there's nothing healthy for you to eat, you brought yours. So it's just like planning ahead of time. So today I'm going to be making mac and cheese with no cheese. I'm going to be making some roasted veggies and some pepper sauce. So when we grill meat, we always eat it with pepper sauce. But my guests don't really eat spicy that much. I'm gonna tone down the spiciness with some tomatoes. If you're African and can stand spicy and you don't know how to make a pepper sauce, you can follow this recipe I'm gonna show, but you take out the tomatoes. I'm just putting tomatoes because my guests cannot stand really hot. Alright, I'll show you how I do all the things I'm gonna make for my July 4th party. For my roasted veggies, I got 2 carrots. I'm just gonna make a small batch just to show you, but tomorrow I'm gonna make a big batch for all the people that will be coming here. So I got 2 carrots, I got a sweet potato, regular baking potato, I got a purple kohlrabi. Usually when I go to the store, I see the green one. Today I found a purple one, so I'm gonna try this. I hope it's as sweet as the other one. I got a taro. That's what the taro root looks like. I got a beetroot. That's what it looks like. And a banana plantain. It's a plantain that's almost ripe. So I'm gonna prep all of these, chop them up and show you how I season them before I put them in the oven. While I was chopping my veggies, I put on my oven at 220 Celsius. You can put your oven at 450 Fahrenheit. I got here about roughly 3 cups, I'll say 3 cups of chopped veggies. So I washed and peeled everything except my baking potato. I kept the skin on, and my sweet potatoes. Every other thing I peeled. So I have it all mixed together in my bowl. I'm going to show you how I season it. I got some fresh herbs from my garden, rosemary and thyme. I'm gonna just pull it out and take the stems out. I'm taking the hard stems out. The soft head is, I can easily chop that up. I'll leave those parts. I'll say about a tablespoon of rosemary and a teaspoon of thyme. I'm gonna chop this up. I got 3 cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna smash them. I'm just gonna cut this up and then use my garlic press and press it straight on the veggies that I'm about to roast. I'm gonna go in with the garlics first. Just press that right in there. You could also just mix all of these spices with some balsamic vinegar and then pour it on there. My rosemary and thyme, I just sprinkle that on. And then you can use salt, but I don't use salt. I'm gonna use my liquid aminos. Let me measure that. I'm just gonna go in with, I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon. Like so. So I didn't have fresh oregano. I'm gonna put a little bit of it. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of it because I love oregano. That's less than a 1/4 teaspoon, just a little bit. I'm gonna go in with some balsamic vinegar. About 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna toss it. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of olive oil to give it a little bit of caramelization as it cooks. I'll put 2 teaspoons. Like so. For a little bit of sweetness, I'm gonna go in with some maple syrup. 1 teaspoon. I'm gonna toss everything together. And this is ready to go in the oven. But because I love spicy, I'm gonna just put a little bit of red pepper flakes on there to give it a little kick. Red pepper flakes. I will be eating this, so I like spicy. Just like that. Toss it again. Okay, let me taste the salt. It's perfect. It's ready to go into the oven. I'm gonna prep my tray. My oven is hot. I put it at 220 Celsius. You can do, if you're in the US, you can do this at 450 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. So I'm gonna put it in my oven right now. So it can take between 30 and 40 minutes. After 30 minutes, just check and see how brown you love your veggies. I like it a little bit dry, so I'll check if it's good enough at 30 minutes. I'll take it out. If not, I'll leave it for another 10 minutes. Total 40 minutes. So while my veggies are in the oven, I'm going to show you how I make my African hot sauce. As I said, we don't typically put tomatoes in our hot sauce, but because I'm cooking for people who don't actually eat stuff that's really spicy, I'm going to tone down the spiciness with some tomatoes. So I'll show you everything that I have and how I put it together. So these are my tomatoes. I would say 2 medium-sized tomatoes. I got 1 red onion and 1 yellow onion. Medium-sized, small. It doesn't matter. I got about 3 inches of ginger, about 5 cloves of garlic. I got 1 stick of celery. For my peppers, I got a 3-color mix. It's green. Usually they have green, red, and yellow. This one has orange, red, and yellow. This is like a mild blend. It's not too spicy. But I do have the real hot African pepper. That's the habanero, the red ones. And if you have leeks, you can use leeks, but I didn't have leeks. I have a little bit of green onions. I'm going to use that in the place of leeks. So I'm going to put everything in my blender and then show you how I blend it. Go in with my tomatoes. I'm going to chop my celery sticks. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put in the green onions. I'm going to go in with the habaneros, the garlics, my ginger. I'm going to chop up my onions. So I just chopped up the onions. I'm going to wash my peppers. It's been 30 minutes. I'm going to check on my veggies. Okay, these are caramelized just the way I like them, and that happened in 30 minutes at 220 Celsius. So 450 Fahrenheit, 30 minutes, it should be fine like that. Look at how pretty they look. Okay, I have washed my peppers. I'm just going to throw them in. To these, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. About a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to blend this until everything becomes a paste. This is fully blended. I'm going to put this in a pot and start cooking it. I'm just going to pour all my mixture into the pot and cook it. I'm going to season with a little bit of salt and 1 miso cube, half a teaspoon of salt and 1 miso cube. Just gonna put this on medium heat and let it cook. While my hot sauce is cooking, I'm gonna go to the next item, which is a mac and cheese. As I said, I love mac and cheese. Like in the past, I used to really cook a good mac and cheese with all the cheese, with all the butter and all the good stuff. But since I decided to eat healthy, I've not had mac and cheese. I just stay away from mac and cheese. So today I was just thinking, mac and cheese is one of the party staple in the US, and I'm like, okay, I have people coming, Americans coming to my house tomorrow for a cookout. I should be able to serve the mac and cheese, but I also want to eat the mac and cheese, so I'm going to look for ways to make it tasty but without the cheese. I'm going to put the pot on the fire and have the water start boiling. So put a pot on the fire with some water and salt. I'm just going to measure out 1 cup of elbow mac and show you how to make it. You can always double the spices and ingredients. My water is boiling. I've got 1 heaping cup of elbow mac that I'm gonna boil for 7 minutes. It's been 7 minutes. It's time to drain. My mac is cooked. My pepper is beginning to boil and thicken. The water is drying out. I'll give it a stir and let it continue to cook. So to make my sauce, I've got some flour. This is cassava flour or yucca flour. You can get this online or at your local African store. I've got a can of pumpkin puree. I'm just going to use half a cup. I'm going to measure out 1 spoon, just a regular spoon of my flour, like so. You can use any flour or tapioca starch. I'm going to mix it with some water. Mix everything, take out the lumps. Just mix everything into a runny consistency. I'm using this pot, same pot I just used. So I'm gonna go in with half a cup of soy milk. I'm gonna season it. Onion powder, 1 teaspoon. Garlic powder, 1 teaspoon. Some white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon, because I like spicy, like so. Some mustard, powdered mustard, 1 teaspoon. Stir that before it makes clumps. So as I begin to prepare my sauce, I'm going to turn on my oven so it gets ready. I'm going at 170 Celsius. You can do 350 Fahrenheit. Go in with some turmeric, just a little bit of turmeric, about 1/4 teaspoon. And if I'm using turmeric, I'm going to put in a dash of black pepper. Yeah, like 1/8 of a teaspoon. And for salt, I'm going to use 1 miso cube. Dash of smoked paprika, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, because I love the smoky flavor. So notice I'm not using any butter or any oil. It's going to be butter, egg, oil free. All my spices are blended in. Now I'm going to add my flour and let it cook together. I'm going to mix that in. I'm going to check on my pepper. See how thick it has become. I'll still let it cook some more. This one, you just continue stirring. As the flour cooks, it gets thicker. This is just cooking the flour. I'm going to measure out half a cup of pumpkin puree. I've got half a cup of pumpkin puree. I'm going to put it in. And then I'm going to add another half a cup of soy milk. So total, I'm using 1 cup of soy milk. This is my half cup measure, like so. look at that cheesy color. Looks like cheese. I'm gonna add 1 spoon of my the water that I cooked the pasta in. It also has some flavor. Just 1 spoon of that. This nutritional yeast is going to give it a cheesy flavor, so I'm going to add some nutritional yeast to it. That's 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Put that in. Tastes so good. So everything is fully mixed and ready for my mac. I'm going to put in the elbow mac. Everything is fully mixed, so I'm gonna put it in my baking dish. It's ready to go into the oven, but before I put it in the oven, I'm gonna put some of my topping on it. So for my topping today, I'm gonna use some walnuts. You can use whatever nuts you like or whatever you have at hand. You can use walnuts, pistachios, pine nuts, or cashews, or you can do a mixture of nuts. I'm going to be using 1 cup of walnuts. I'm using a food processor today because I don't want it to be fine, so it has to have some kind of chunky consistency. So 1 cup of walnuts into my food processor, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, like so, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, like so, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, just a little bit of salt. I'm gonna go in with 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, like so. Okay, everything is in my food processor. I'm just gonna pulse it. So I do a little bit, I stop, a little bit, I stop, so it doesn't become like a paste, as I want some crunch in there. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm gonna take it out. That's what it looks like. It's a little bit chunky, so I'm gonna put some of these on my mac and cheese before I bake it. So here's my mac. I'm just gonna pour that on top, some of it. That is fully covered. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna put this in my oven at 165 for 15 minutes. So you can do it at 350 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Let me put it in, then I'll show you when it's done. We're gonna have some beef, some like grilled meat, and beef and chicken, grilled beef and chicken with some hot sauce, some roasted veggies, and a mac and cheese side. So that's what I will be serving. Other people will bring other things like dessert and stuff. My hot sauce is cooked. There's no more water in there, just oil remaining, so I can turn it off. It's sweet and a little bit spicy, not too much, just right for my guests tomorrow. So that's done. I turn it off. All right, I go to the next item. It's been 15 minutes and I just took out the mac and cheese from the oven. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna taste it. that's what it looks like. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna try my mac and cheese. I miss mac and cheese so much, but I can't eat cheese anymore. So taste. I'm gonna taste it now. Wow, this is so mac and cheese, but without the cheese. It's so good, guys. You want to try this recipe and let me know how you like it. So today I did mac and cheese. I have my roasted veggies. I'm gonna try one. It is tasty. This is so good, guys. So you can serve these, some roasted veggies, some grilled meat, and some pepper sauce. And then I have a side of mac and cheese. So I have some pepper sauce on the side, I have some roasted veggies, I have some mac and cheese. Tomorrow there'll be some beef. But because I don't eat beef, I'm gonna do some mushrooms. So while they'll be grilling the beef, I got some portobello mushrooms. I'm just gonna throw them on the grill and then eat them with my roasted veggies, my pepper sauce, and have some mac and cheese. And then the other things will be brought by the other people who are coming tomorrow. So that's what my party is gonna look like. I wish I could invite you all. And I wish you also have a nice 4th of July and eat healthy. Make an effort to stay away from the things you promise yourself not to eat, and still eat delicious, healthy food and satisfying food. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and see you again for the next one. Bye bye.